Meeting to order. Roll call.
Vidlac.
Here.
Phillips.
Here.
Stricker.
Here.
McCarrigan.
Here.
Solomon.
Here.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For public information, a copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is available for review. Notice of changes in the agenda by the city clerk. Additions may not be made to this agenda less than 24 hours before the beginning of the meeting unless added under item 5 of this agenda.
No changes.
Okay. Citizens with business not scheduled on the agenda as required by state law, no matter may be considered under this item unless council determines that the matter requires emergency action. Have any emergency action? Okay. Closed session. Council reserves the right to enter into closed session if deemed necessary if the item is on the agenda as per section 84-1410 of the Nebraska Revised Statutes. Public comments. The purpose of this agenda item is to allow for public comment of items for potential discussion at a future council meeting. Comments brought to the council are for information only. The council will not take any action on the item except for referring it to staff to address for placement on a future council agenda. This comment period will be limited to 3 minutes per person. Do we have any public comments? Okay. Consent calendar. Items in the consent calendar are proposed for adoption by one action for all items unless any member of the council requests that an item be considered separately.
I'll move to accept the consent calendar.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Any comments on the consent calendar? Okay.
Phillips.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
McCarrigan. Yes. Stricker.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes. Okay, resolution and ordinances. Council to discuss and consider action on the third reading of the ordinance amending Chapter 5, Article 12 regarding non-conforming development.
An ordinance of the city of Scottsbluff, Nebraska, amending the Scottsbluff Municipal Code relating to non-conforming development at Chapter 25, Article 12, by amending the sections of the article to include non-conforming buildings, off-street parking facilities and lots, and update the article as it relates to non-conforming development, to provide for an effective date, and to provide for publication in pamphlet form.
Anything you want to add?
Questions? Zach is here if you have any questions about.
Zach, what are the main changes again?
So the main changes are the addition of non-conforming lots, non-conforming structures and buildings, and non-conforming off-street parking facilities. And then another big one is right now, it's very open to interpretation what date sets a legal non-conforming. So with this change, it will set a date of February 6, 2000, which on the 7th of February 2000 is when the whole zoning code was changed. So it just pertains to that. That's been the date staff uses, but yeah.
Okay.
So those are the main changes.
Okay.
And eventually, as time goes on, Zach, that date will become insignificant because it
Yeah,
just
it will
won't matter in
slowly
the future.
eliminate
So,
this.
but it's relied upon right now.
Right.
Okay.
Other questions or comments? Okay. Do
Thanks, Zach.
I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Okay, Kim?
Solomon.
Yes.
McCarrigan. Yes. Stricker.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Okay, council to discuss and consider action on the third amendment between the city of Scottsbluff and the firefighters retirement plan and trust, and authorize the mayor to sign the amendment and certificate of resolution.
The mayor and council, this is a pretty simple amendment to the First Class Firefighters Retirement Act. It is required by legislation because of LB 179, and what it does is it provides an option for funds distribution. So it's very simple language. It can be, it's going to say other, single sum in kind and to one or more partial payments in an amount and frequency elected by the participant. So that's the language change, and it is required, so. Yes, Jim?
The only words that don't make sense in there, of course, I don't know the context, is in kind. What is that
Why
supposed
is
to be?
in kind in there? Single sum in kind, can you help, Ken?
I guess it doesn't really matter, but
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
Well, it's a term of art that's used in our retirement plan.
Okay.
And it's typically cash,
Okay,
because they put in cash and they get cash out. I assume they could put other things of value in there, but we don't accept them anyway.
okay,
So I agree, it should be cash, but unfortunately, when the legislature drafts an amendment, we use it verbatim.
okay.
And we do, just for
Good
your
question.
information and advocation, we do use an ERISA lawyer out of Bayard Home, who keeps our plans in compliance. And that's because the Union Bank that we use as an administrator, they use them, and they don't take my word for it. So,
Okay,
And so the original agreement, we're not changing any of that, which was a month or two ago.
Yeah,
It's just updating this language.
We're amending it, yes.
the month or two was police, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was one for
Yeah.
the police retirement plan.
Now we're doing the firefighter, and we'll probably have another one with the firefighters.
Oh, that's coming up.
I think there's one more increase for the next fiscal year.
Okay.
Lane's shaking his head yes, so I think it's gonna be another percentage probably.
Yeah.
Next fiscal year.
Okay. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
so moved.
Have a second?
No second.
Any other questions or comments on that? Okay, Kim?
Stricker?
Yes,
Vidlac?
Yes.
Solomon?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
McCarrigan?
Yes.
Okay, petitions, communications, public input. Council to discuss and consider action on a special designated liquor license for BDS 3C LLC DBA Flyover Brewing Company to serve beer, wine, and distilled spirits on Broadway between 17th and 19th Streets for the Very Merry Christmas Market on December 6th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Good evening, council. I think you guys know who we are, and what we're asking for. Just asking for an SCL for Very Merry Christmas Market. This is, I think, probably our 5th year doing this. I think Market's back to Broadway again, so cattle panels will be at the cross streets, buildings serve as the barriers on the sides. No entry through the gates except for the designated marker points. We wristband, everybody that serves for us is tip certified, which is usually the two of us, and that's it. If anybody else is there, they're tip certified as well. I don't know, any questions?
How many times have you done this for this event?
I think this is the 5th year.
5th year?
I think so.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah, it sounds right.
It was in the plaza at one point. It
Yeah,
hasn't
because I
always
think
been
we
on
were
Broadway.
Plaza, Broadway, Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people seem to like it on Broadway better because they're laid out a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Although power is a challenge for us.
Ah.
I'd rather have it be on the plaza just because power, but the generator, we don't like to bring the generator, but if we can avoid it, I think last year we brought camp stove to the site so we can because we do
Spiked apple cider.
spiked apple cider. Well, it's a spiked cider, so we can kind of keep it warm with the camp stove, and we don't have to worry about electricity, which is fine with me. So, and it's cold enough that we can keep the beer cold. So that's not usually worry. We don't usually sell a whole lot of beer that day anyway. So mostly wine and spirits anyway. So
And do you have a lot of the same staff from your previous events that'll be at this one?
yeah. So Haley is my off-site retail manager. So anywhere the trailer goes to sell product, Haley
She
is
goes,
there.
yeah.
And then all of the staff that I have is always the same staff. We have the same 5 people.
4 or 5. And it's
Yeah.
the same staff that's been there through Bands on Broadway as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're all tip certified. So usually in the summer, we'll have more rotating staff. When it's not busy season, it's usually just the 2 of us that are there.
Okay.
and the cattle panels define the service area and,
So not just our service area, but, excuse me, The cattle panels will go up across Broadway at the end of 19th Street, and then at the end of 17th Street, and then at the cross streets. So like the plaza kinda has their own
Yeah.
gates, but then on 18th on the west side. And so then there's like signs that say no alcohol beyond this point. And so you can't open the panels at those sides, and that's kinda handled by the downtown business crew. And then there is a designated entry point at each end of the market itself. So those are your only entry points. But
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
but for us, like we'll wristband and like we watch like whoever patrols the area in general, which is typically volunteers and staff, will let people know you can't enter or exit except at those designated entry points.
And so, do the panels go across 18th
Yes.
Street from
Yes,
sidewalk to sidewalk?
Oasis
Or
to, yeah,
building to building?
the
Oasis to the,
But,
old Western Trails
Yeah.
now, it's the,
but from the building to
yeah,
building?
yeah.
And on 18th?
Yes, so the plaza is not blocked off
Yes,
because it has
yes.
their own gates.
Okay.
But like the 18th on the west side of the road is completely blocked off.
Okay,
So walkers can't
Yeah.
access it. Drivers can't get onto Broadway at all.
what side of the alley?
What do you mean, what side of the alley?
Will the cattle panels block off 18th?
It'll be right
So
on-
it's right on Broadway.
Oh, right on.
Right on
I'm sorry.
Broadway, yep. So
Okay.
the sidewalk
Sorry.
on Broadway will be accessible, but the
Okay.
road will not.
Sure,
And so,
yeah.
yeah, walkers won't be able to exit.
There's none of the side streets are involved.
No, no,
Okay.
no, just Broadway itself.
Alrighty.
Yep. Any other questions? Shall come down and visit us, do a little shopping,
be
get a
there.
little
Yeah.
beverage.
Yeah.
Send somebody.
I like
It's a
it.
good market, yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
one.
We always go. It's fun.
It's fun. I got a lot of Christmas presents last year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
A motion to approve,
I'll move to approve.
a second.
I'll second.
Any other comments or questions? Okay,
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Vidlac.
yes,
Solomon.
Yes.
Stricker.
Yes.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, bids and awards. Council to discuss and consider action on approving the purchase of 3 new John Deere wide area mowers utilizing Sourcewell through 21st Century Equipment in the amount of $194,242.16.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So this is to replace 2 of our older machines with several thousand hours on them. We did go through Sourcewell, but we also went out and sourced through 2 other bids. So wanted to make sure we were getting the best bang for our buck here, and are actually able to pull in 3 new mowers versus 2 that we had originally budgeted for.
Nice.
So that 194 includes the trade-in of the 2 mowers. And then that'll also give us an extra mower that will be in service when other mowers are in for maintenance. So we won't be down any time there either.
And Matt, if we went with smaller mowers that would be cheaper, it would just cause messes getting all the mowing done.
Yeah, I mean, we would spend a lot more hours mowing and less time doing projects and fixing irrigation and all of those things.
Okay.
And then those mowers just don't hold up as well. They are less expensive, but we're getting 11 feet of mowing and a lot higher end equipment here as well.
Makes sense.
And will these have warranties with them?
Yes, they all have, I believe, a 3-year warranty in there, 3 or 4-year warranty, something like that. But they do have warranty, and they do, and that is the advantage of going with 21st Century. They are servicing them here versus Turfworks is in Omaha, LL Johnson's in Fort Collins. So they would have to come and service or take the machine with them. So it's a lot handier and a lot quicker turnaround time for the services.
So do I understand that the 3, the extra one, so to speak, will just be idle while other one's in service, or another person to run that too?
Well, in the summer, yeah, we have seasonals. If we have older seasonals that have been back, they can definitely run that. We don't like to put our new seasonals on this type of machine. They run the smaller Kubotas. So
Okay.
these are, yeah, guys that have more experience, because obviously they're expensive and a little more difficult to run, operate.
Do we have storage for the third one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so we keep several of them off-site. We bring them in during the winter to service them, but then we take them back out.
Okay.
Like there's one at 23 Club, there's one at Lacey, one at Soccer. So we only keep a couple of them in shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
These machines have an 11-foot mow deck. We rely on them to get through the week. We have one other mower that's a pull behind and it's 22 foot.
22 footer, yep.
But we rely on these big mowers. We have over 300 acres of parks. So we rely on these big mowers to get the mowing done. A lot of grass.
Yeah, these allow us to mow twice a week versus just one time. So if we had smaller mowers, it would take us all week to do the one mowing. This way we can get two in. So then everything's done for the weekend and then for the week as well.
It makes sense to have ones that rotate out for maintenance or
Yeah,
repairs or.
and we've never have, so it's gonna be a big change this year, so we won't be down, so it'll keep things a lot more efficient.
And to read correct, we're under budget with this, we'll be okay. Yeah.
We're under budget. We budgeted $200,000 for this. So,
Yeah, the Toros come in over 200 just for two of them, and then we did demo some Jacobson mowers, which we liked a lot, but they still are a lot more expensive. And then they're off site too, so.
How many years do you think we can get out of them?
The one we're trading in is a 2013, so, I mean, we can get about, I would say I wouldn't go any more than 4,000 hours on a machine. That just gets to be at the point where they break down a lot, and you're, you know, replacing turbos, you're doing all kinds of stuff, which is what we've been doing this last couple of years.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thanks, Matt.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any other questions or comments on that? Okay,
Vidlac,
yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Stricker.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Okay, reports from staff, boards, and commissions. Council to discuss and consider action on the Apollo Integrated Library System Subscription Purchase Agreement.
Okay, Mayor and Council, last meeting, you passed a resolution to withdraw from the One Library Consortium. And this is an agreement with Apollo to replace the integrated library system with this software. The One Library Consortium was costing us right at about $17,000. This new agreement will be for $5,080 annually. So it's quite a savings. Staff at the library like this software a lot better. It's simple. It does everything that they need it to do. So this is pretty popular around the state, and this is what they want to go with.
And so that 17,000 was per year?
Yes, yes. And it had a lot of features that they just never accessed. They never had a need to. This is a much simpler software that does everything that they need. It streamlines circulation. It has an automated communication piece to where you can hold the book through the software. You can have a way to search what's in the library, what's not in the library, things like that. So it sounds very efficient this year.
So there's a item, let me see, 12, 13, F and G. Biblionics, or whatever the name is,
Yeah.
suggest that we do some things relative to privacy and stuff. Are we doing those things?
We do that, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a very comprehensive agreement, one of the more comprehensive agreements I've read. They're very conscious of people's credit card information and social security numbers. They don't even want it. So you'll have read that in here as well.
Yeah,
But,
I did.
they want to make sure that we're up to standards as far as privacy, and we are an accredited library, and we meet all of those standards. So.
Any other questions? Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A second?
One second.
Any other comments or questions on that item? Okay,
Phillips,
Yes.
Solomon,
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Stricker,
Yes.
Vidlac.
yes. Council to discuss and consider action on the sale of city-owned property located at 1502 21st Avenue, Scottsbluff.
Okay, Your Honor, Mayor, this is gonna be on here twice. This first time is just to discuss the sale of the senior center, which I think we should before we consider a listing agreement.
Yeah.
So, I think just about everybody's been out to the senior center, and it really is in disrepair. It's not suitable for anything that we need. The best part of that property is the storage in the back. But the building itself is in disrepair, and I know there's been some conversation about senior center and stuff like that, but this is definitely not suitable for a senior center any longer. So, and the longer that it sits empty, the more dilapidated it becomes, so. I
How
think
long
it's,
has it been empty?
it was around COVID time.
Yeah,
Yeah, and most of the kitchen is gone.
Parking's pretty limited.
What's that?
The parking was always limited.
There's quite a bit of space there, you know, in the gravel.
Oh, and the gravel, yeah.
In the gravel, but yeah, the interior of the building, the kitchen's pretty much gone. That would all have to be replaced, but it's not suitable for a senior center. I think we've all been involved in conversations and recognized the need for that type of facility, and all agree that it needs to be a modern, updated facility that not only provides a space for the seniors to eat and to make meals, but also to participate in activities and have other opportunities. You know, right now, we support the Gearing Senior Center. And that functions fairly well as a place for them to go. Terrytown Carpenter Center, they also provide some services and some opportunities for seniors there as well. I don't think they consider it a senior center though. So, you know, that a new, modern, updated senior center is a good conversation to have and probably should be considered
As
in the
Gearing brought
future.
it, so.
But this building is in
It's not it.
disrepair,
Yeah.
and we need to, in my opinion, we need to sell it, get it back on the private market, let somebody rehabilitate the property and make use of it.
right.
Yeah, and if I recall, it was a board that ran the senior
The senior
center.
center.
And when I was on that board, you know, we had to pass state regulations. It was really difficult
Complex.
in that facility because of some of the disrepair.
Yeah.
And so,
And there's been some storm damage that we haven't repaired, but it's still costing us money. We're still insuring it. We just did some electrical repairs to the building, so it's costing us, and we don't have a good need or a good use for it.
So I was wondering, what is the cost of, I agree the building needs to go, but are we positive we don't need the land for anything?
A what?
The land?
The land,
you had some storage for fire, right? Did you move your stuff at one point? Did you have stuff there?
Still do. That'll be the biggest thing, is finding space for what's in there right now. I think transportation has their stuff cleared out. I think fire has some space in there, and the CERT team is on the end. That'll be the biggest challenge, is finding storage space for that.
in the back, the
garages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for, maybe I know the price that we're considering here is that, are we gonna spend more to try and find places for those things if we get rid of this?
I think we're gonna spend more than what we're gonna get for this, but to make that, what we really need is cold storage right now for what's in those garage spaces in the back. So if we were to entertain tearing that building down and putting up a metal building, number one, I don't know if that's a good spot for just cold storage in a big metal building. And I think it could be better used by somebody in the private sector. And we can find some place to build a storage unit, or a storage building. We have talked about doing it out where the transfer station's gonna go, and I've been told that there's plenty of room out there. But it's probably, that building's probably gonna cost us a little more than what we're gonna get from this property.
Yeah.
But if we were to tear that facility down, that's gonna be expensive. And then we're gonna build the building on that lot. And I think it could be better used by somebody else.
I would tend to agree, as long as we have prop land that we can build one on without buying more land, just, buying more land.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, I see lots of buildings around, and some people own stuff. It seems like there might be those that collect property, like some might collect toys. Can we make any provision that, because it is in disrepair, through this, some kind of an agreement to actually tear it down instead of let it just stay there and continue to deteriorate and be dangerous, perhaps? Or
I don't know that we can put that into a purchase agreement, but I do think anybody that would be interested in this property, and I think there are 4 or 5, would be to repurpose the property and put their business in it.
Kevin, are we selling it as is, or would we do some minimal repairs like the roof of it before we sell?
We're not interested in doing any of the repairs.
Sell as is.
So,
Okay.
yep.
So do you need action from us? If we approve the sale of it
Well,
at this point?
This is just discussion.
This is just
So
discussion,
The
okay.
next item will be the
Next
listing
item.
agreement.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other discussion on this at this point? Okay. Council to discuss and consider the listing agreement with Han Nelson Real Estate LLC to sell city-owned property located at 1502 21st Avenue and authorize the mayor to execute the agreement.
So if you do approve this is just the start. There's a lot more process to go on after we list this. If we do have a buyer that makes an offer and we agree to that offer, we're gonna have to pass an ordinance. We're gonna have to publish the ordinance along with the terms of the sale for 3 weeks, and then there'll be a 30-day remonstrance period. At the end of the 30-day remonstrance period, if there's not a remonstrance petition, then we can conclude the sale.
Okay.
If there would be a remonstrance petition, we would have to have a public hearing, and it would get complicated after that, so.
Okay.
In zoning, we don't need to make any changes for zoning with this?
No.
We're okay.
Yeah. Well, we could have something
Is it
that's
commercial?
non-conforming come up.
So C3, petty commercial, so there's a lot of uses in there, so.
We should be okay.
But there could be a conditional use permit in a C3 that could come up.
Okay.
Come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is a standard listing agreement. The only thing that's added is, I think it's page 95, Lane. Under chapter 38 is some language about the sale and the remonstrance. Yep, Lane's got it highlighted right there. So on Kent's recommendation, we added that language. Any sale and the payment of compensation to the realtor in the paragraph 16 hereunder is conditional upon approval of the city council for the seller and the seller not receiving a remonstrance after the publication of the notice to the citizens of the city of Scottsbluff.
And Kevin, a remonstrance is just a protest against it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
So is that, I'm guessing that value that is noted in there is based on a market study?
It's based on comparables.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, market study. Yeah.
Where is the value if I'm not seeing it?
It's,
Is it at the bottom?
Oh, I just, yeah, I just want to buy it.
I don't remember where now.
Yep, okay. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions or comments on the agreement? Okay, do I have a motion
I move to go ahead with the sale? Or listing it?
to approve the listing agreement? Okay,
I'll second.
any other questions or comments? Okay,
Solomon,
Yes.
McCarrigan,
Yes.
Stricker,
yes.
Vidlac,
yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Okay, council reports, information only. This item is intended for council members to update and inform other council members of meetings attended since the last city council meeting. Anyone have updates?
I got a brief one for the zoo, and
Okay.
an old photo that was from last time we never got to, but. So there's the new sign went up, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, sometime after the banquet, but Whiting Signs put that in, and it's also lit up at night, and I think it's a big improvement. It's definitely a lot closer, and it complies with, Department of Roads. We checked with them first. And the sign they had was sitting farther back than it needed to be. So this is much more visible to the vehicle traffic. And I think it looks pretty good, the overall design.
They can leave the other one up?
What's that?
They can leave the old one up?
I think that old one that says zoo up on the hill will stay. The one that had a chimpanzee,
Oh, yeah.
I think they're willing to give it away if you want a chimpanzee, so. I don't know what they're gonna do with the old sign. I think it's just gonna go into storage, so. And then the other information I have for you is the Spooktacular wrapped up. And they had 2,863 attendees, which is pretty good. And on Friday alone, they had 831. So weather was pretty decent this fall. That helped a lot.
Yeah.
They have had some of the numbers drop, and it's very weather dependent. So if we get a really nasty cold spell, it really drops those numbers down. Let's see, they have some new sponsors and partnerships. So J.G. Elliott is sponsoring all the pond food that people can buy for the fish and the ducks. Carr Trumbull has donated the lumber they need to finish the Slither Inn. So the Slither Inn project was going. And then they had the banquet and Spooktacular, and so that got pushed to the side. That's all done now, so they're kind of getting back on track, getting that finished, and it should be up and running soon. But that was a nice donation. North Platte Valley Natural Resource District is working with them on some tree options and landscaping, because they have that new grant for the Nebraska State Arboretum, so they're gonna get going on that. And then the Nebraska Game and Parks is working with them on some ideas with the ponds. So, there you go.
Anyone else have updates? Kevin, you have anything you wanna?
Lots of meetings this week. The committee that we've talked about, kind of the event committee, that we've talked about to help support some of the bigger events, will be meeting tomorrow. So that'll be tomorrow afternoon. We'll meet with HDR, the engineering firm for the landfill, Wednesday afternoon. So a lot of meetings. And then I was at the ICMA conference last week. That was the majority of the week. So spent Thursday and Friday trying to catch back up. So conference was good. So,
Good. Any updates from the conference or new things that are coming?
you know, the one thing that I took away is we're pretty blessed.
Oh, okay.
We're very fortunate. A lot of communities are struggling politically and with controversy, so we're pretty blessed here that it seems like we're all pulling in the same direction. So
Yeah.
that was my biggest takeaway, other than some educational stuff. So it was a good conference.
Good. Anybody else have anything to share? Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Okay, Straker,
Yes.
Vidlac,
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.